regardless. So it's definitely a comfort pick for the team, and it's a current meta pick.
Right, and they weren't able to get it yesterday in the match against Calamity Reborn. Today they're able to get their hands on it, so we're going to be able to see how well they've practiced it and how well Sneaky can perform on it if he's able to carry his team with that strong pick that usually can do so much in the late game especially.
It's very interesting that Mousesports favoring this Grace over the likes of Lyra and Arden. They've typically been the two captains we've seen the most of on this update, but Mousesports feeling confident with that Grace pick regardless.
Well, for Mousesports, it's a pick that they're comfortable running as a carry. They ran it as a carry last week. We could very well see them doing it again because of the fact that they didn't ban away one of these captains. It makes you feel like they're going to be taking up one on their rotation, either the Arden or the Lyra, and it's actually going to be the Catherine instead. So this is very similar to what they ran. They ran the Catherine and the Grace last week. Obviously, Grace has the weapon power carry, so SaltyPotatoes should have a very strong idea of what they're going to be up against now.
Yeah, when you see the double captain locked in, you assume that Grace is going to be going weapon power. And we saw that Mousesports, I actually tweeted about this, kind of mocking the weapon power Grace pick, and then it annihilated the game that they played in, and kind of had to rescind my statement. So very much excited to see what Mousesports can do with this pick, if it's going to be a consistently good pick for them, or if SaltyPotatoes will have an answer.
I mean, they could have an answer. They're going for the Baptiste here, and that could be a reason for why Mousesports chose to go with the Catherine instead of the Arden or the Lyra. Had they not taken that, it could have been a Baptiste-Catherine composition. With the Black Feather, we've seen it multiple times so far this week, and it works really, really well just because of the synergy it has between all three heroes on the team. So the Catherine pick, I think it was more of a takeaway. Now SaltyPotatoes decide to go with the Lyra over the Black Feather. I actually like the Lyra here instead of the Black Feather just because of the bulwark, stopping the initiation coming from Grace if placed correctly and timed correctly. With the Baptiste also, that's a lot of sustain that comes out in general, and as a Grace you're not able to pick up a poison shift. All three members of SaltyPotatoes have a lot of sustain. The poison shift can come from a Grace.
And Ozo coming out means that this is going to be a really interesting matchup now, because obviously Ozo getting the heals from the Grace, even though it's likely to be the weapon power Grace, the heals aren't going to be quite as strong, but it's going on to an Ozo who receives more healing in general. But I want to see this Lyra. We saw Lyra versus Ozo before, where the Lyra ended up going with the Echo and echoing the bulwark so that Ozo was just kind of shut down completely in that area. So I would be curious to see if that is something that SaltyPotatoes will look to go for.
It also shuts down the Benediction, which when it's weapon power Grace, it's a large portion of the damage that she can offer. Who are we expecting to be aggressive in the early game? Because it feels like this mouse composition wants to be aggressive the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, the mouse composition wants to be aggressive throughout the early and mid game, especially because they need to get ahead to be able to snowball the game. If it goes to the very late game without them being ahead, I expect the Black Feather and the Baptiste to be able to come out on top in team fights. However, the Ozo versus the Baptiste, that's a matchup that can go either way just because of how both of them can be outduel one another.
Yeah, especially expect the early aggression from Mouse because of the burst that they have.
All right, we'll see if that burst is going to be enough for them to take this first one in the series. Hashtag Vainglory. Let us know who you think is going to take this first semi-final of the day. But it's time to get on into this one and pass it over to our casters for game number one.
Ooh la la! SaltyPotatoes versus Mousesports to kick the day off, and Sean Ostino, we've got some fun drafts on our hands.
We do have some fun drafts. Humanist. We have.
You're gonna shorten it up.
I was gonna say humanisto. No, but we've got Sneaky here on this Black Feather, Joker on Baptiste, and we've got Classed on this Lyra. Lyra, she's gonna have to be locking up Ozo and Grace a lot. That bulwark is going to be so important once she hits that level 2 power spike. She's going to be able to really prevent a lot of the dive potential that Mousesports has. But I don't know. Leon is so deadly and dangerous on this Grace. We don't get to see weapon-powered Grace very often. But when we do, we expect her to build like Tension Bow, Sorrow Blade, Double Tyrant's Monocle. They get a lot of damage output and a lot of burst damage coming out from her, especially with those Benedictions. But that's the thing, with the Bulwark, that Lyra has, if she throws that up at just the right time, she can prevent those benedictions from getting in on SaltyPotatoes.
But what happens if she doesn't throw it at just the right time?
Well, if she doesn't throw it at just the right time, then the benedictions are going to come in. We're going to see a lot of damage reduction from the holy shields as well. And that's going to really help out Mousesports. And, you know, between these two teams here, they could be, they're really fighting for points now, especially this being the last day of this weekend. There's a lot of points up for grabs, Humanist.
Yeah, definitely. I felt kind of bad to see SK go down yesterday, but at the same time, there's so much drama now in Europe. It's definitely fun to watch. Leon on this weapon Grace. It's a delicious thing. And I'm just kind of curious as to, like, why he picks it up. I mean, it feels like Blackfeather can kind of deal with the Graces, like what she brings. She's going to fight in this small area of effect. She's got that Holy Nova. I mean, what does it make you think of?
Well, I would think we have a Holy Nova.
Big engage up in the lane. You're caught out. Leon, is he going to go down? Yes, he will. You're pretty tanky, but you're going to first blood to SaltyPotatoes.
Yeah, first blood to Salty. So getting back to that interaction, it could very well be that we do have Blackfeather being very strong here in 2.9.1, and he has a lot of execute damage. Despite his nerfs, you know, that execute damage is still a percentage of life that's missing, and he's able to jump in and do his Rose offensive, get past the front line. Here we have, see, the interesting thing is here we do have Mousesports actually wants to go all in, so there's not, it's just all front line. There's not really a back line so much, but
it's all front line. Okay,
it's all front line. Yeah. So Sneaky, with him, he has a lot of damage with this Blackfeather. So if we're able to get any kind of damage reduction from this Leon, it's going to be coming out of that Holy Shield.
So it's worth noting, Sean, I don't even know if you were casting back then. I'm the Doom was one of the first legit Ozo players, and this is when Ozo was not meta. So I'm very excited to see what he can do here. A little bit of trading happening in the jungle, acro bouncing around, Joker taking a bit of damage. Uh-oh, Doom's rooted up there. EU Treant going off. It's the healing flask. Who's gonna get it? Joker able to get the Elder Treant. Stun comes in from Justman to peel for Doom. Doom can turn and start to acro bounce. Class is actually kind of low. I'm surprised that he's not going for it. There you go. Oh, but he's stunned up right to bounce. That's not what you wanted. He goes down. Justman can only watch and whore. Get another stack on that captain of the guard as he just stuns up, maybe looking to steal one of these back camps that are currently being taken away. He won't get any, and this is a disaster early for Mouse. A turret going down up in the lane. Are you kidding me? Leon not able to defend his Sneaky, takes it down. Now Justman dropping huge damage. Batiste coming through. Leon may go down as well. Yes, he will. That goes over to Blackfeather. SaltyPotatoes are on a tear here. Unbelievable action for like the last minute and a half.
On a tear. Sneaky is sitting with 2 kills now, just doing so much work on this Blackfeather, and not to mention we have 2 assists on the Joker on this Batiste. He actually has 1 kill for himself as well, and we're sitting here at 2,000, well, about 1.2 thousand gold in the lead for SaltyPotatoes, and it's looking really good. This is not what I would have expected here. 10 stacks for Captain of the Guard on Justman though. That's pretty good. About 2 stacks per minute here for him. If he continues to do that, he could get this Catherine really tanky. And I feel like late game, that's where Mousesports is going to be making much more of an impact.
They're going to have to do something. A lot of pressure coming in from the Potatoes right now. And we'll see how it's going to work out. Now level 6 on the Ozo has the Bangarang. Has failed to achieve anything really thus far into the game. He has the Aftershock complete though. That's another power spike we'll be looking for up in the lane though. The Joker's made his rotation. There's a scout trap. They know what's going on, but Leon dropping low one more time. Sneaky's going to be able to take him. Rose offensive forward. Takes it. Takes a turret shot for his trouble, but he'll be happy to do so. And now it's just time the Doom going to maybe try to hold the lane. SaltyPotatoes, this is their game.
Yeah, this is their game, and I feel like they know that Leon is actually who they need to shut down right now. If Leon just gets too powerful, is able to pick up too many of those tier 3 items, that's where this Grace is going to really make an impact.
The perfect right forward, he called it. The benediction was stopped off. Ozo stunned up. Healing flask and acro bounce. He'll stay alive. Justman holding the fountain through this. Leon up here with Justman taking a lot of damage, but the turret probably going to go down through this engagement. It would feel like Sneaky Rose offensive over the top side. Leon trying to do damage, but just with the poison shiv cannot handle the pressure. The Ordained is out. I thought it would be crazy if SaltyPotatoes hang around. They're out of here.
Yeah, they only took a little bit of damage, actually, but they just have so much sustain. Look at Sneaky. He's getting healed up by Lyra right now. Class doing so much work, low on energy, but able to just continuously use those Imperial Systems. Another game.
Ordained. Holy Nova catches 2. An opportunity. Acro bounce 1, 2, 3. Class, big burst damage. They take down the Joker. Now Bangrang onto Class. He'll get knocked back. He's surrounded by a whole swarm of mice. And an Acro bounce just for flavor points right there. Mousesports, they find a fight.
They find a fight, finally. 2-4 now for Mousesports, but they lost 2 turrets in the process very early in the game. We have we're about 6 minutes 50 seconds in here, and 2 turrets down. This is a lot of map control that Mousesports is actually losing at the moment. We have some tier 3 items for them. We've had them hit some tower spikes. We have the Divine Intervention out, and there's a little bit of engage here.
Sneaky, dropping pretty low, but that's the combo. You're going to wait for cooldowns on the Ozo, but Leon jumps in. Rifle work down just in case they wanted to jump underneath that turret there. Oh, a deep jump by Doom. Bold moves, but Joker's here. Ordain comes through. Divine Intervention keeps Ozo alive. 616 healing coming through. Doom dropping low. Can he stay alive? No, he can't. Now, Mousesports on the run out of here. Justman loops back around onto Leon, and I don't know what's going on. It's like he ran right back into the SaltyPotatoes. Potatoes happy to take the ace here.
Humanist, I feel like we could be having a sub 15-minute game here with the amount of pressure that SaltyPotatoes is applying. It's just absurd. Now they're going to be working on this gold miner. But that's the thing with Grace, and I've played a lot of Grace. She is, as a captain, she's great at staying in there, reducing damage, doing healing with that Divine Intervention. But if she is forced to heal, that's a few seconds that she has to channel and put the heal on somebody, and then she has to get back in the fight and do the damage. That really reduces her damage output when she's a weapon-powered Grace.
I guess you can't apply Poison Shiv while you're using Divine Intervention either, huh?
Yeah, very true.
Very true. Sneaky, level 8 Sneaky. Descends upon Leon. Just look at, he just destroys his health bar right now. Class, Joker, Sneaky, taking things at will across the map. They'll drop down into the jungle while they'll have a little Scooby snack. The Crystal Sentry just easily goes down undefended.
Undefended. We do see that Sorrowblade actually being picked up by Leon, so that's another power spike for him. But look at this, SaltyPotatoes getting so sneaky with Sneaky in the bush.
They're very sneaky. Did you know this is his name? He plays up to it. He's gonna move up. Oh, he got the Ozo! Run out the Ozo! Oh no! Why would you do this, SaltyPotatoes? I was your big fan. Arcane Passage. Looks like they were trying to grab more, but Joker got sucked back through the Arcane Passage. Justman will block off the stun as he moves back to the choke point turret here. SaltyPotatoes, they have Mouse absolutely cornered.
They have them absolutely cornered. This choke point turret is going to be going down very, very shortly with... Oh, well, it looks like they might be backing off.
Blast Trimmer comes through as well. Sneaky dropping kind of low. The Fountain will come out now. Can SaltyPotatoes make a stand? The Fearsome Shade cancels it off. They're going to lose Leon immediately in the beginning of the fight. Doom, can you make a status god like 1 vs 3 play? I don't think so. He's no status. Doom goes down. It is SaltyPotatoes 10-2, 9.5 minutes into this one. Plus a Crystal Sentry on delivery. They got a free delivery on this one.
Yeah, he just carried that pizza. They were so hungry for it.
Don't
they took
tip
him
the
out.
driver.
Yeah, don't tip the driver. But yeah, Joker threw out a really good Fearsome Shade right there. And that actually allowed Leon to ran into the wall, trapped and scared. They were able to take him out so easily. And it was just this game is just becoming a snowball disaster for Mouse Esports. SaltyPotatoes really taking it to them. Look at the power spikes across the board. We have a lot of tier 3 items for SaltyPotatoes. Crucible, Fountain, of course, working towards that War Threads to increase the engage. Another sneaky move.
Another sneaky engage. But nice and bright bulwark allows no movement through this. Joker dropping low. He's using the Reap to sustain himself. Bangrang blocked off and Leon chopped down. I'm the Doom. Looks like he'll go down next. He is the focus by Sneaky. The 3-ring circus will keep him alive for now, but a double kill will eventually come through here for Sneaky. Justman moving towards the wrong side of the map, being basically sheepdog herded across the map by the Joker, the Scarecrow. There's so much fear here. The Sneaky will just continue to push the lane. Actually, Sneaky, he gets another free Crystal Sentry pizza delivery.
He does, but look, Justman still being hunted over there. Sentry's
Just
eliminated.
Playing with their food here. Oh, just because he just takes the kill. 1 versus 2. Now the Ozo's here. Do your work, Ozo. If you had an opportunity, oh, you don't lose this fight, Doom. You better not lose this fight. He gets the kill. Don't die to that Tran. I swear, Doom makes the play. That's a nice bit of comeback gold there. Our mouse back.
Hey, I don't know if they're back, Humanist, but we do have finally 1 death on Sneaky there. He was sitting at 10 and 0 and 2, doing so much work on this Black Feather, and I feel like he's just going to continue to aggress Mousesports in this game. They really need to be able to focus him just like that. I'm so glad that I'm the Doom came out in that 1v1 situation. We do see CP Infusion being picked up by Class. That's going to allow for some really good cooldown reduction and some additional CP power on those attacks there from the principal Arcanums. But yeah, just so much work that SaltyPotatoes is throwing in here. We've got Shatterglass, Clockwork down for the Joker. We've got Bonesaw actually comes out for Sneaky. He's going to be able to really chunk down armor, but we don't see that much armor, so it's going to be making a huge impact in these in the rest of this game. Goldminer going to be going over to SaltyPotatoes, uncontested.
Immense gold payout
Uncontested,
collected.
400 gold each. These are very rich players right now. Sneaky, feeling good about this game. And Mouse, they need some hero plays.
They need some hero plays. Look at Leon. He actually has a breaking point that he's just picked up. I'm really concerned about this, Humanist, because if he is going to be dealing damage, yeah, that's going to be great. But we know that Grace also needs to have some sustain for the rest of her team. She needs to throw those divine interventions down. If she is not attacking, she's going to be losing stacks of her breaking point, and that's just going to be making her a mute point during these team fights. So they need to be able to be really careful and balance doing those divine interventions with the damage output coming out of Leon.
Yeah, I am confused. As well, Leon seems to be getting just absolutely burst down in these fights. And obviously, breaking point, an item you're going to pick up in a fight that you think you're sustaining through, doesn't really make sense.
No, it doesn't really make sense. Looks like we're going to be backporting here. And it feels like
we
we've
can
reached...
talk with, I'm sure Iraqi and Bacon will be able to break it down for us later after this game. And we'll see. Maybe they're on the same page, maybe not. Right now, SaltyPotatoes moving down the lane, just kind of pinning Mouse down once again, of which they're going to drop into the jungle and just choke them out. They take everything across the map. All resources on the map currently belong to SaltyPotatoes. You're only getting this trickle gold right now, going the way of Mouse, and it's a tough situation to be in. SaltyPotatoes even looking, they're like, you want to just move out anywhere onto the map. We will kill you.
They have them pinned down, actually. Look at this. It's almost a 10,000 gold lead in favor of SaltyPotatoes. They're really not able to do that much. They just get that ambient gold, or the passive gold that they're able to get, and then the few minions that are coming down on the lane. Every time they come out, SaltyPotatoes is just there to meet them. The vision control for SaltyPotatoes is there in their jungle as well. They have that one scout trap down at the mid. That way they're able to spot out if anybody is moving from the side of Mousesports. And they just keep going in and out of the choke point turret. It's a really difficult situation for him. We're coming on 14 and a half minutes right now. The Kraken's going to be spawning pretty soon there at the Halcyon well. And it could very well be going over to SaltyPotatoes if we don't have a contest.
Mouse. Bright Bulwark's down a little bit too early. Blastermer comes through. Here's a potential big fight for Mouse. Let's go. Gravering Circus through, but the Fearsome Shade disrupting Mouse. The Bang Ring onto Sneaky. Sneaky Rose offensive over the top side. Divine Intervention. It means the Leon's not attacking. He's dead. What can you do? A 2 versus 3 for Mousesports, and they are falling to the Potatoes currently. I'm the Doom. Left for dead is Just Man. Whoop! Just Man to the left. SaltyPotatoes into the right. Looks like he'll be able to recall home the flare. Spots him out, but he can't stop the recall. And now, Just Man left in a dire situation.
And I wanted to point out also, Humanist, that your good friend Ozo actually stole that gold mine. So it minimized he did, but it minimized their loss. However, Kraken is on the leash for them, and SaltyPotatoes is going to be doing some serious work here with those last 2 turrets. On the leash, Kraken has more HP. She is harder to take. So Mousesports, look at their levels. We only have Just Man at level 10. He's the captain, though. I'm the Dooms at level 11. Infusions are popped out. We don't have Leon with an infusion yet, though. he does have the gold to get it. So if he wants to fight right now, that's going to be a little bit of a difference maker in these fights. But he just needs to really time how he's going to be doing his divine interventions. Atlas Pauldron comes out for him. That's going to allow him to dive in there, potentially with his benedictions if he's not stumped up.
How about right now? They need to dive in right now. Stormguard looking for the stun, but he's stunned up himself. Leon, he jumps in. Will he wind up for the Holy Nova? A nice blast tremor comes through. They're on target. Sneaky with the on point gets a little bit of a barrier. Rose defensive, some fortified health over the top. Divine intervention comes out. Leon stays alive. A pretty nice fight here. Breaking point starting to stack. Well, not really that fast. Uh-oh, Leon, this is not the place you want to be. I'm the Doom goes down. SaltyPotatoes doing great work. Kraken pretty much burning through one turret by itself. Looks like SaltyPotatoes not going to lose anybody in this fight. Mousesports lose too. And this is going to be game 1 going to SaltyPotatoes.
Game 1 going to SaltyPotatoes. SaltyPotatoes right now, the lower seeded team, number 6 seed right now in the current standings. Mousesports 4. And they are just getting stomped upon. The choke point, the stranglehold that they had to deal with sitting there in their choke point of their base was just immense for like half the game. Man, SaltyPotatoes looking really good right now.
Absolutely unbelievable. Classed 17 assists in a game with 18 kills. This guy was a part of almost everything here. I'm really impressed with his play. This is also just seeing them all in the lineup together is really great to see, Sean.
Yeah, it's really great to see, and that bulwark was just